Welcome back to Soil Stories, where we dig into the kind of crops that quietly change lives. If I told you there's a crop that can produce up to 6 tons of biomass in just 60 days, many gardeners would assume it's exaggerated, experimental, or only possible with industrial-scale inputs. But this crop is real. It's been feeding livestock, restoring soils, cleaning water, and quietly outperforming many conventional plants. Yet most home gardeners and small-scale farmers barely talk about it. This is not a miracle plant. It's a biological workhorse. And once you understand how it grows, why it grows so fast, and how you can actually use it, you'll start seeing ponds, tanks, and even small containers very differently. Let's talk about duckweed, one of the fastest growing plants on Earth, and how it fits into real, practical gardening systems. The secret to reaching high yields like 6 tons in 60 days isn't just growth, it's harvesting correctly. Duckweed wants to reproduce, but if it completely covers the water surface too densely, growth slows due to self-shading. Regular harvesting keeps the system in its most productive phase. Removing a portion every few days encourages fresh, rapid regrowth. This is where beginners often go wrong. They either harvest too aggressively or leave it untouched for too long. A simple rule works well. Harvest no more than half the surface coverage at a time. Use a fine net, sieve, or even your hands. Fresh duckweed can be fed immediately, composted, or dried for storage. This rhythm, feed, grow, harvest, repeat, is what turns duckweed from a novelty into a reliable producer. Here's where Soil Stories really comes alive. Duckweed isn't only about feeding animals, it's an excellent soil amendment. When composted, duckweed breaks down rapidly, releasing nitrogen and micronutrients faster than many dry plant materials. Mixed into compost piles, it acts like green manure, accelerating decomposition. Applied as mulch after partial drying, it feeds soil life without compacting the surface. Some gardeners ferment duckweed into liquid plant feeds, creating a mild but effective nutrient solution for vegetables. Because it's already aquatic, it extracts easily into water-based fertilizers. This closes loops. Nutrients flow from soil to animals, to water plants, and back to soil again. That's regenerative gardening in action. Duckweed's speed can intimidate people, but most problems come from imbalance rather than the plant itself. Mosquitoes are often mentioned, but a healthy duckweed mat actually reduces mosquito breeding by blocking access to water. Stagnant water without surface coverage is far worse. Odor usually means excess nutrients and poor oxygen balance. Partial water changes and more frequent harvesting solve this quickly. Clear green systems smell earthy, not foul. Cold slows growth dramatically. In cooler regions, duckweed is seasonal unless grown in protected environments. That's not a failure. It's simply working with biology instead of against it. For decades, duckweed was dismissed as pond scum, but modern research and on-the-ground experience are proving otherwise. Its yield per area rivals industrial crops. Its protein content competes with expensive feeds. Its ability to recycle nutrients makes it invaluable in closed-loop systems. Most importantly, duckweed doesn't replace traditional gardening. It supports it. It complements soil crops, reduces waste, and adds resilience. In a time when input costs keep rising, crops like this quietly offer independence. At Soil Stories, we focus on plants that work with nature, not against it. Duckweed is a perfect example of that philosophy. The idea of a crop producing 6 tons in 60 days sounds like clickbait until you understand the biology behind it. Duckweed doesn't cheat the system, it optimizes it. It reminds us that productivity isn't always about bigger fields or more fertilizer. Sometimes it's about choosing the right organism for the right niche. If you're willing to experiment with water-based growing, to observe and adjust, duckweed can become one of the most productive crops you've ever managed, quietly growing while you focus on the rest of your garden. If this kind of practical soil-centered knowledge speaks to you, subscribe to Soil Stories, share this article with a fellow gardener, and keep growing systems that give more than they take.